Hello and welcome to Maths by SAS. This is my sixth lesson of D1, chapter number 9, exercise 9b, that is about the rate. What is the difference between ratio and rate, and how to apply the concept of rate? These are the questions that have to be really clear to all of my students. So if you are not clear about these basic questions, or you have missed the previous class, you have to watch the basic lessons, for which I will be giving the link of the lesson in the description box, because students lessons of mathematics require continuous integration and practice with the previous lesson. If one link is weak, the next lesson will also be affected. So please must watch those all basic lessons properly, because these questions are not only important for your O-level examination but for class 9th and 10th as well. So please watch and understand these all lessons properly. Let's move to today's class, and let me read the question first. Question 9 says 224 hours are required to complete the project and 4 men are employed for that project. The hourly rate of each man is $7.50. If 4 men do not work overtime, find the total amount to be paid to the man. Okay, and the second is the normal working hours are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with 1 hour lunch break. Okay, given that the overtime rate is 1.5 times hourly rate, find the total amount to be paid to the foreman if the project is to be completed in 4 days. Okay, so let's try to understand the question. 224 hours are required to complete the project, and in order to complete that work, that project, how many men are hired, how many men are employed? 4 men are employed, and their hourly rate, that for 1 hour how much amount will be given to them, that is $7.50, and they are not working overtime, they are just working for their normal hours. We have to find the total amount to be paid to the men. Okay, this part is really easy, we are not going to do anything over here. We are given with the hourly rate. The total working hours are 224 total hours 224 hours, or total time, and number of men, 4 men are employed. Men are 4, and the rate, okay, hourly rate $7.50. and what we have to do, that we have to find that how much total amount will be paid to these all people. So what we are going to do for that, total amount paid will be equal to 224 multiplied by 7.50, and 224 multiplied by 7.5, this is giving me $16.80. So $16.80 have to be paid to 4 men if they are working for 224 hours with the hourly rate 7.50. Okay, and now moving to the next part, first read and understand next part. Okay, the question says the normal working hours are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Working hours, let's make the rough sketch. Working hours are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with 1 hour lunch break 1 hour. Okay, then the question says, given that their overtime, if they work for overtime, rate is 1.5 times their hourly rate. And students, what is the hourly rate? That is 7.5. If they work for 1 extra hour, extra, they will be paid 1.5 multiplied by 7.5, that is $11.25. $11.25 is the rate if they work for 1 hour overtime. Okay, and now the question says that find the total amount to be paid to 4 men if the project has to be completed in 4 days. Okay, now in this part the question says that instead of 224 hours in the previous part, we were given the information with in form of hours, and if we talk about this normal days, okay, because here the day that we are considering is that is for the workers, and that starts from the 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It means first of all we have to find out that in one day how many hours they are working. Let's try to understand the question through some diagram. That B part is that the information is that the starting and finishing time is given. Let's try to make some clock here, that their starting time is 9 a.m. in the morning, this is 12 and this is 9, and their ending time, finishing time, okay, is 6 in the evening, 6 p.m. 9 a.m. and this is 6 p.m. First of all we need to find that how many total hours they are working from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you can see that from 9 to 12 they are working for how many hours? 3 hours, and for 12 to 6 they are working for 6. So total hours are 6 plus 3 students, 9. But what happens that they are taking 1 hour lunch break, so total working time will be 9 minus 1, which is equal to 8. I hope you are clear that how I am going to find the total working hours are. Total working hours are 8 hours. 8 hours. I hope you are really clear that how we are going to find out that why I am taking 8 hours, because there is a 1 hour lunch break. Now this point is clear that in one day they are working for 8 hours. So 224 hours was equal to 28 days. 28 days, okay, 28 working days for the workers. Okay, now the problem is that the job has to be finished in 4 days. So it means that previously we were finishing the same project in 28 days. Now we are finishing the project in 4 days. Obviously work has to be finished in less time. So we have to work extra. We have to work for overtime. So the information that is given, that how to get their overtime if they are working for the overtime, for hourly rate for overtime. Rate for overtime is 1.5 multiplied by their normal working hours. Okay, normal working hours hours, and that is equal to 1.5 multiplied by 7.5, and that gives me, let me reconfirm this, 1.5 multiplied by 7.5, this is 11.25 $11.25 is the hourly rate for overtime. Now what is the requirement of question? We have to find the total amount to be paid, total amount. For the total amount, what we are going to do is that they are already working for 8 hours. Obviously they have to work for some extra hours. We do not know about those extra hours. This is extra hour or overtime. Okay, this is the expression for one man. Okay, this is the expression for the time for one man, and now 4 men, for total time for 4 men will be multiplied by this expression, and then we have to find, we have to multiply this expression by 4. Why are we multiplying this expression by 4? Because this is when we will be multiplying 8 plus extra time by 4, we will be getting the total time by the 4 men, and then we have to multiply that again by 4 because we have to finish that project in 4 days. So what we are going to do, first we have to find that how many extra days they are going to work. Let's the extra hours. Okay, let the number of extra hours or overtime, this is equal to x. Now what we are going to do, that 8 hours a man was already working, he has to work more, so 8 plus x, this is the expression for one man, and then we need to find the expression for 4 men, and the job has to be finished now in 4 days, the same job that we were finishing in how many days or how many hours? 224 hours. I will be going really slow because this is a technical point that my students need to understand, that why I am equating it by 224. 224 are the total hours, and try to understand this, that we are not going to divide it by 24. Because why we are not going to divide it by 24? The reason is that they are not working for 24 hours, they are working for 8 hours, and that is giving me 224 divided by 8, and that is giving me 28. The same work that we were finishing in 28 days, now we need to finish that in 4 days. So in order to finish that work in less time, we have to work extra, we have to ask the labor to work for overtime. So that's why we are equating the same work by 224, and now this will become, it's up to you how you carry the calculation. This is 16 into 8 plus x equals to 224. As I am doing these lessons for my junior students, so I will be going step by step. 16 multiplied by 8, preferably doing calculations mentally. 8 6 are 48, 8 1s are 8, and 4 12, 128. 128 plus 16x equals to 224. 224, now shift 128 to other side. 16x equals to 224 minus 128, 224 minus 128, 14 minus 8 is 6, and here we are left with 1. 11 minus 2 is 9. Okay, 16x equals to 96, and x equals to 96 by 16 and 16 6 16 ones and 16 6 you can see that I am focusing on calculation without calculator, so that my students can also perform the calculation without calculator. Okay, now you can see that in the beginning we suppose that the number of extra hours or overtime is x, so x comes 6. Okay, now at this stage try to understand the question that 8 hours they were already working and plus 6 hours they have to work for overtime. They have to work for overtime. 8 hours they were already working and 6 hours they have to go for overtime, and the requirement of the question is that find the total amount paid. Okay, let me draw the line here. Total amount paid. How to understand the total amount paid? Total amount paid. Now wait and understand this part, that how to find total amount paid. For 8 hours they were working with the normal routine. 8 hours they were working with normal routine, so 8 will have to be multiplied by their normal hourly rate. 8 plus 6 will have to be multiplied by what? 11.25. 11.25. Okay, now this expression, okay, this expression will be giving us the amount given to 1%. Okay, amount given to 1%, but we need to find the total amount that has to be paid to 4 men for 4 days. So for that purpose the total amount will be equal to 4 into 4, and then what we have to do is that we are going to multiply this expression 8 multiplied by 7.5 plus 6 extra hours multiplied by 11.25. Okay, they are the normal hours, normal and hours, and these are the overtimes, overtime. Okay, now what we can do is this will become 16 into 8 multiplied by 7.5, 8 multiplied by 7.5, this is 60 plus what? 11.25 multiplied by 6, 67.5. Now what we are going to do is 16 into 60, 127.5 and multiplied by 16, this is 127.5 multiplied by 16, this is 2040. So the total amount, paid is $20.40. I hope you are really clear that how we are finding the total amount paid to the workers if they are working for 224 hours with the hourly rate 7.5, and then if we need to finish the work before time, so in that case what we have to do, we have to ask the labor to work for extra time. So what is the rule for the payment of the extra time is that total working hours are 8. Okay, and now hourly rate, the information is given that their hourly rate is 1.5 times their actual working hours or normal working hours. So that will be giving me the amount paid for 1 extra hour, and then we have to find it out that if we are getting the expression x plus 8 for the number of hours for one man, then for 4 men we have to multiply that number by 4, and in order to convert that information in form of time or the hours, we have to multiply that by 4, because we have to equate that answer by 224, which are the hours given in the beginning, and x, we are supposing that the number of extra hours, and we are getting x6. And then how to decide that how much amount the owner of that project will be given to the labor, that will be equal to the normal working hours plus the extra working hours. For the normal working hour, they will be given the total amount with the rule that they are given $7.5 okay, with hourly rate, and for this extra hours they will be given 11.25. I hope you are really clear about today's class. Please watch and understand these all lessons properly for better understanding of your O-level examination as well. Please watch my lessons, like, share and subscribe the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of every lesson in time. Thank you very much.